Hey guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness and a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. A cold Wednesday. Technically, this is still fall, but man, it's winter out there. It's down in the 20s. I mean, it is brutal. But you know what? Life's good when you have double C's. Anyway, this has come up with several of my students lately. Not the beginners. The beginners don't have this problem, but people that come from other systems really do have this problem. And I want to go over it. You saw the thumbnail? Focus. Okay? What should you be focusing on? It's very, very simple. Okay? Anyway, let's see what we got. Spin buzz feels great. Yikes! Double C feels great. Let's try a little C trumpet, see how that feels. Yes. Double C's and one of the most iconic trumpet solos in the orchestral literature. That's the offstage solo to Respighi's Pines of Rome. It's on every single orchestral audition you will ever take. And it is kind of a little difficult to grasp, especially in an audition type setting, how loudly you're supposed to play it. Now, that is an offstage solo. And depending on the acoustics of the wings that you're going to be playing, depending on the acoustics of the hall, it is supposed to be out in the hall. The audience is supposed to hear it off in the distance, okay? Which will sound soft to the audience. But backstage, you might have to be blowing your brains out to make it sound soft. If you play it in a whisper backstage, they're not going to hear it out in the audience. So it's a very delicate balance that you have, that depending on what venue you happen to be playing in, the acoustics, the dynamics are going to be different from theater to theater. Now again, you're in an audition and it's supposed to sound soft, but you're playing it full. I usually would just play it full and try to make it as pretty and lyrical as I could. Anyway. That's that. Focus. Now, here's the deal. What the heck, Ralph, am I supposed to be focusing on when I am playing? Now, here's the deal. When you come from other systems, and I'm talking every other system, you have to focus on dozens of things at once for just the chops. The mouthpiece placement, half top, half bottom, 1/3 top, 2/3 bottom, whatever the case may be. Okay, the airstream angle. Is it an upstairs? Is it downstream? Okay, the jaw angle. The jaw angle is going to directly affect the airstream. The jaw angle in juxtaposition to the top lip. Okay, are you playing upper register? Or are you playing lower register with the jaw angle? Tension. There's so many things you're supposed to be thinking about. While the band is going like this. Here we go, letter A, trumpets, let me hear it. It's almost impossible. Now, with True Power, it makes it very, very simple. Now, it goes right back. A little dry today. Vegetable juice. Green, asparagus, broccoli. Delicious. Anyway, where was I? True power. Okay? Now, there are a lot of things that are supposed to happen to the chops, okay, when we play. But there's only one thing and one thing only that combines all those variables. Okay, now I made 3 rules. Relax the corners, correct tongue placement, I'll get that in a minute, and don't overblow. Okay, now here's the deal. We've been through this again right from the beginning. Lesson 1. The most, for our purposes, the strongest muscle in the body is the tongue. Certainly the strongest muscle of the embouchure is the tongue. And it is either directly connected or secondarily connected to every single muscle in the embouchure. It's either literally, by nature of being the bottom, all the bottom lips and everything directly, and the upper ones, little, knee bone is connected to the whatever bone. It's a little secondarily. But here's the deal. Wherever the tongue goes, the chops have to follow. If the tongue is forward, it's almost impossible to pull them back. You almost can't do it. If the tongue goes back, eek, a la Claude Gordon. Look what happened to my chops just to pronounce the syllable E. E. The chops have to go back to follow the tongue. So here's the point. If your tongue is in the right position, everything else takes care of itself. Okay? Now, I have several guys in the same boat as this gentleman I'm talking about, but I had it yesterday. Very, very bright guy. And into analytics and all this sort of stuff with computers and all this sort of stuff. And he is just absolutely tripping over the minutia of what can happen. And he's saying, well, my corners and it feels like this. And guys, that's not what you're supposed to be thinking about. You're supposed to be thinking about one thing and one thing only when you're actually playing. Now, the relaxed corners, you think about that before you start. The little air, you think about that before you start. Once you're playing, the bottom lip and the tongue, all you're thinking of keeping that locked and firm. That's all you're thinking of. And as you go higher, you make it thicker by pushing it forward. Now, like any other muscle, we talked about this. When you flex it, it expands. That's what's going to happen with your bottom lip and your tongue as you press them. They will expand just like your bicep will expand. Okay? So, if the bottom lip is supposed to go up, if the top lip is supposed to come down, it will happen naturally. Now, my tongue, when it's expanded, going to the upper register, is locked on each side to the molars, bottom and top. Also, as you go higher, it will expand. It will feel like the tongue is going up towards the roof of the mouth. It's right up to the roof of the mouth. Locked in. I wasn't thinking about the molars, the roof of the mouth. I wasn't thinking about anything. All I was thinking of doing was firming up that grip. That's all that was going on. And everything else, for the most part, will take care of itself. Now, here's the deal. If you're too tight in the corners, you're not going to get the grip. That's going to be very hard to get. So if you get the grip, it almost takes care of the corners. And if you're blowing too hard, you're going to blow that grip apart. Okay? So the proper grip will almost take care completely the overblowing. Okay? Focus, 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 a la Doc Severinsen. Man, you're practicing, and that's what you're thinking about. Very easy, simple exercises when you're working on chops. Slow, scales, arpeggios, Clark studies, bum, 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 bum. Arbin, bum, 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 bum. Make sure each note pops, and that's another thing. The note will pop if the tongue is in the right spot. That is what you're focusing on. Everything else is immaterial. Well, my chops were too tight. They may have been, but if the tongue was in the right position, they couldn't be too tight. Now, you may have tightened them up and not allowed the tongue to get in the right, but you can't think of all this stuff. You just can't. Okay? So, that is my lesson today for all of you. Focus on that. Stay in the register that is locked in, and your trumpet playing will soar. Got it? Eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with True Power. Oh, by the way, True Power Total Body is out today. Okay? If you're interested, go to the other channel, True Power Sports Fitness, and I'll tell you more about it. Okay? Anyway, that is that. Love you all. Have a great day. Talk tomorrow.